Welcome to another video from VS Leather and Card. I'm Victoria, and I wanted to give you guys a heads up as to what kinds of inks can be used in our planners. We're going to be starting off with a Copic Multiliner in the 0.5 weight of line. I'm just adding some things to our monthly layout. This particular planner is our A5 size, so it's going to be perfect for those on the go. And really just a great all-around planner to have in your purse or your briefcase, however you carry yours. This next pen is the Tombow brush pen. It's in the color black. I know a lot of people who love to decorate their planners, and I just wanted to show just all of the various inks that you could use in this planner without worrying that they're going to bleed through to other parts of your planners. We have some Gina K Inks, which if you don't know, that's a dye ink. We have some Distress inks, which are a hybrid style ink, so they have dye and pigment properties. This right here is a jelly roll pen. It's the 0.8 weight of line that you're going to get from this. These are some of my favorite pens to write with. They just go on so smooth, and when I was choosing a paper for this planner, I knew that it was going to have to accommodate inks correctly. I did not want any bleed through. I did not want to have to worry that I was going to stamp something too darkly. Yeah, I was going to stamp something too dark and it was going to show through. I kind of have a heavy hand. I work with leather a lot, so I just knew that the paper had to be right on this planner. We offer 3 sizes of planners. We offer an A5, a standard letter size, and a legal size, all of which have this same layout. So if you're looking for a planner even bigger, we got you covered. This next pen that I'm using is the, it's the Papermate Ink Joy pen in black. These I have on hand for everything. I constantly lose them, so I'm constantly buying more. This pen here is the Bic Gelosity pen in pink, and then I'm going to use it in orange as well. I like adding different colors to help, different items stand out in my planner to mark special days. Right here I'm marking for Valentine's Day. It's just going to be a marker for me to know, hey, look at this day. I had a lot of fun recording this video. It's my first one where you're hearing my voice. Normally I just put all my work into hyperlapse, but for this one I really wanted to slow it down so you could see I'm actually using the pens. The ink is really coming off, and it's still not going through the planner pages. Now we're going to be moving on to the fun part. I have these Gina K inks in the color Bubblegum Pink, Faded Brick, and Lipstick. Again, these are dye inks, so they go into the paper and they kind of spread out. Gina K inks are beautiful inks. She has a wide variety of colors, different styles of inks, and this is one of my favorite ways to apply them, other than using them for stamping, of course. I'm just putting a paper down so that way I don't run off the edge onto my counter. And I'm using this particular tool to soften the ink color, not just because of the ink color, but because I really want a blended look to this planner page, and this tool is really going to help me. It is just a blending brush. It sort of looks like the makeup brushes, but it really just softens the ink and allows you to blend them easier. And you can use them with dye inks, so that's a really great feature with them. So I'm just layering these inks on top, one on top of the other, going in whatever color I feel like going in. I'm just thinking, like, you know, for those who really love to get into decorating their planner pages, this is going to be helpful information, because you're going to see that this ink does not bleed through. I'm holding down further at the where the bristles are coming out of the brush to stiffen them, because I was getting something that was just a little softer than I wanted. And then I got the big glob of bubblegum pink ink there, and I decided, wait, let's soften it back up. So I'm just going over, blending everything out. And these Gina K inks, they can look splotchy when you first lay them down, but they are amazing. They will spread out, you will have even coverage. It's all going to work out. On this next page, I'm going to be using the Distress inks. Now, the Distress ink colors I chose for this particular monthly layout are by Ranger and Tim Holtz, and they are Picked Raspberry and Abandoned Coral. These inks are a hybrid ink, which means that they have dye properties and they have pigment ink properties. The dye ink tends to go into the paper and spread out, whereas the pigment ink tends to sit on top. These inks are specialty inks in that if you put water on them, they will create water droplet designs, which can be really beautiful, especially for card makers. But here I'm just using a stencil just to show that, you know, it can be done, and you can really get what you want in your planner out of your planner. I'm using a little finger dauber in that for that particular color, and then I'm going to switch to this larger blending tool. And I love Distress inks, so you can really see me loading up that that dauber tool. I'm just going to go over, and I notice at this point you can't really see, so I'll move over. I'm just going to fold up the planner because it's spiral bound. It allows me to do that. So I'll go ahead and start working that ink into the paper, and you can see it is a darker color, and the dye properties are going to allow it to stay, and the pigment properties will allow it to sit on top. Tim Holtz makes a glaze, or Ranger does rather, that you can cover your Distress inks with and just allow it to dry, and the water will no longer affect it, as per like the water droplet design that you would get normally. I'm going to go over and blend with the Abandoned Coral color, and I'm loving this. You can see it's already started to cover up those orange hearts that I had colored earlier. I'm really just kind of saturating it and then blending it out as I get further away. So now we'll see. I didn't feel like I was holding it close enough, so I will lift it higher so you can get a better look at it. But in this shot, it doesn't look like anything's coming through. I was like way too excited to finish this to show you. So I'm lifting it higher. There are no visible signs of any ink bleeds or anything like that. And like I said, I've used dye, pigment, and hybrid inks. Nothing on the other side as well. I've used Copic Multiliners, the Tombow brush pens, the Jelly Roll pens. Nothing's coming through. I use a lot of stamps in my planner just because it's a lot easier to sit down, stamp everything out, and then go from there. So that's what I'm going to be showing you. I'm just going to pull off this little heart stamp, put it on my teeny tiny stamp holder. And I'm going to be using this Versafine ink in Onyx Black. This is a pigment ink, so it's going to allow the ink to sit on top. You're going to want to let this dry before you close your planner. It doesn't take that long, but if you don't let it dry, it will transfer to the other side. not to the back of the page, but to the other side of the page you're working on. But as you can see in this next clip, the Versafine ink does not show through, it doesn't bleed through to the other side of the planner page, leaving you plenty of options to decorate your planner, to plan out however you plan. The spiral binding is going to allow none of the pages to fall out. I designed this planner myself. I did like the vertical layout, so that's what I went with. You're going to see in upcoming videos there's plenty of notes space. There are tiny blocks lined out at the bottom of each day. I'm notorious for forgetting dinner plans, and I wanted to make sure there wasn't a chance I could do that. Stay tuned for upcoming videos, and we'll see you later. Bye.